Welcome to this YouTube channel. In this video we are going to talk about billionaires before they made their first million. So before starting this video, like this video and subscribe to our channel for future updates. At the tender age of 22, Mark Zuckerberg had $1 million in his bank account, whereas Larry Ellison didn't become a millionaire until he was 42. They're both billionaires now. Some successful entrepreneurs are fortunate enough to strike it rich early in their careers. Others will have to wait decades. Number 17. Ralph Lauren. Net worth, $7.2 billion. Lauren graduated from high school in the Bronx, New York, but went on to join the Army after dropping out of college. Lauren questioned if men were ready for larger and brighter tie patterns while working as a clerk at Brooks Brothers. Lauren sold $500,000 worth of ties in 1967, the year he chose to make his idea a reality. The following year, he began Polo. Number 16. George Soros. George Soros, the legendary trader, arrived in London as a poor college student after surviving the Nazi occupation of Hungary. $8 billion in net value. To avoid the Nazi takeover of Hungary, Soros pretended to be the godson of a Hungarian Ministry of Agriculture employee while he was in his early teens. Soros fled the country in 1947 to live with his relatives in London. Working as a waiter and a railway porter, he paid his way through the London School of Economics. Soros worked at a souvenir shop after graduation until landing a job as a banker in New York City. His legendary gamble against the British pound in 1992 earned him a billionaire. Number 15. Leonardo Del Vecchio. Net worth, $23.5 billion. Del Vecchio was one of 5 children whose widowed mother was unable to care for them. Later in life, he worked in a facility that produced molds for auto parts and eyeglass frames. Del Vecchio founded his own molding business at the age of 23, which grew to become the world's largest manufacturer of sunglasses and prescription eyeglasses, including names such as Ray-Ban and Oakley. Number 14. François Pinault. Net worth, $32.7 billion. Pinault is now the honorary chairman of the Kering, previously PPR, fashion empire, although he had to drop out of high school because he was bullied so much for being impoverished. Pinault is recognized as a businessman for his predator strategy, which entails buying smaller companies for a fraction of the price when the market drops. PPR, which owns high-end fashion labels such as Gucci, Stella McCartney, Alexander McQueen, and Yves Saint Laurent, was finally founded by him. He now owns Christie's, the world's most prestigious art auction house. Number 13. Li Ka-shing. Net worth, $33.1 billion. In the 1940s, Ka-shing and his family fled mainland China for Hong Kong, but his father died when he was 15, leaving Ka-shing to maintain his family. In 1950, he founded Cheung Kong Industries, which initially focused on the production of plastics. Later, the company entered the real estate market. Number 12. Sheldon Adelson. Net worth, $38.1 billion. According to Bloomberg Businessweek, Adelson, the son of a cab driver, grew up in Dorchester, Massachusetts, and began peddling newspapers at the age of 12. After dropping out of City College of New York, Adelson made a fortune running vending machines, selling newspaper ads, helping small businesses go public, constructing condos, and holding trade exhibitions, according to a Forbes biography of the millionaire. In the Great Recession, Adelson lost nearly all of his money. He lost a lot of money during the recession, but he made it up in the following years. According to Forbes, he currently runs Las Vegas Sands, the world's largest casino firm, and is America's most prominent political donor. Number 11. Larry Ellison. After his adopted mother died, Larry Ellison dropped out of college and worked odd jobs for 8 years. $60.2 billion in net value. Ellison was raised by his aunt and uncle in Chicago after being born in Brooklyn, New York, to a single mother. After his aunt died, Ellison dropped out of college and spent the following 8 years working odd jobs in California. Number 10. Howard Schultz. Net worth, $2.9 billion. Schultz told The Mirror in an interview, "I always felt like I was on the wrong side of the tracks as a kid. I was aware that those on the other side of the fence had more resources, more money, and happier families. And for some reason, I didn't understand why or how. I felt compelled to climb over that barrier and achieve something greater than what others thought was possible. I may be dressed in a suit and tie right now, but I know where I came from and what it's like. Schultz was awarded a football scholarship to the University of Northern Michigan, and following graduation, he went to work for Xerox. Soon after, he took over a coffee business called Starbucks, which had just 60 locations at the time. Schultz took over as CEO of the company in 1987 and grew it to more than 16,000 locations around the world. Since then, he's stood down as CEO and executive chairman of the coffee behemoth. Number 9. Oprah Winfrey. Net worth, $2.9 billion. Winfrey grew up in an impoverished Mississippi household, but that didn't stop her from receiving a scholarship to Tennessee State University and becoming the state's first African-American TV journalist at the age of 19. Winfrey traveled to Chicago in 1983 to work for an AM talk show that would become known as The Oprah Winfrey Show. Number 8. John Paul DeJoria. Net worth, $3.2 billion. DeJoria, a first-generation American, peddled Christmas cards in newspapers before the age of 10 to help support his family. Before joining the military, he was placed in a foster family and even spent some time in a gang. DeJoria founded John Paul Mitchell Systems with a $700 loan and sold shampoo door-to-door while living in his car. He went on to develop Patron Tequila and currently invests in other businesses. When DuWan Chang first arrived in America, he worked as a janitor, a gas station attendant, and in a coffee shop. Number 7. Joshua Blanchard. Net worth, $3.3 billion. Forever 21's husband and wife combo, DuWan Chang and Jin Suk, didn't always have it easy. DuWan had to work 3 jobs to make ends meet after emigrating to America from Korea in 1981. In 1984, they started their first apparel business. Forever 21 has grown into a global empire with 790 locations. Number 6. Ken Longoni. Net worth, $3.6 billion. Longoni took odd jobs and his parents mortgaged their home to help pay for his education at Bucknell University. Longoni collaborated with Ross Perot to bring electronic data systems public in 1968. It was afterwards bought out by HP. He co-founded Home Depot with Bernard Marcus 2 years later, and the company went public in 1981. Number 5. Stephen Bischutti. Net worth, $4.5 billion. According to Bloomberg, Stephen Bischutti lost his father when he was 8 years old and had to work his way through college while attending Salisbury State University. At the age of 23, he co-founded a company that would go on to become Al Aegis Group, one of the world's largest recruitment and employment firms. According to Forbes, the Maryland native now owns the Baltimore Ravens of the National Football League. Number 4. Shahid Khan. Net worth, $7 billion. Khan, who is now one of the world's wealthiest people, worked as a dishwasher in the United States while attending the University of Illinois. Khan now owns Flex and Gate, one of the largest private firms in the United States, as well as the Jacksonville Jaguars of the National Football League and Fulham of the Premier League. Number 3. Jen Koum 5. $9.1 billion in net value. Koum was born in the Ukrainian city of Kiev. He moved to California with his mother when he was 16 years old, where they were able to get a government-subsidized housing. He swept floors at a neighborhood supermarket to make ends meet. Koum taught himself computer skills, according to The Independent. He co-founded WhatsApp, the world's largest mobile messaging app, in 2009, which Facebook bought for $22 billion in 2014. Number 2. Roman Abramovich. $11.5 billion in net value. Abramovich was born into poverty in southern Russia. He was reared by an uncle and his family in a subarctic region of northern Russia. After being orphaned at the age of 2, he founded a tiny company producing plastic toys while a student at the Moscow Auto Transport Institute in 1987, which enabled him eventually create an oil company and make a name for himself in the sector. Later, as the sole CEO of Sibneft, he completed a merger that made it the world's 4th largest oil business. In 2005, the corporation was sold for $13 billion to Russian state-owned gas giant Gazprom. In 2003, he purchased Chelsea Football Club, and in 2010, he purchased the world's largest boat, which cost him about $400 million. He has a tight relationship with Russian President Vladimir Putin. Number 1. Lakshmi Mittal. $17.8 billion in net value. The ArcelorMittal CEO and chairman, who was born in 1950 to an impoverished family in the Indian state of Rajasthan, built the foundations of his fortune over 2 decades by doing much of his business in the steel industry equivalent of a discount warehouse. According to a BBC report from 2009, Mittal is now the owner of the world's largest steel firm and a multi-billionaire. What do you think about this video? Do let us know down in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this video and want to hear from us again, be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go.